Hey everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Just wanted to make sure my microphone's working today. I'm all charged up and working. Welcome everyone. I can see you all jumping on. So May 1st, we started a new annual catalog. So now I'm allowed to show you what's inside. So for those of you that are customers of mine, you should have received your catalogs in the mail. So please let me know if you have not. So I'm using new products today. I am using the Layers of Beauty stamp set. And I want to show you, if you look in your catalog on page 57, you'll see that this bundle is really exciting because it has the stamp set, the dies, and some masks that I'm going to be showing you how to use today. Let me show you what those look like. So this is the stamp set. And then you got the dies. Let me dig out what I'm using. I'm using this big one today. And I've already gone ahead and cut the little tag with this die. I love this little, cute little tag. And let me show you the masks. Now the masks come in 5 pieces. I'm going to use all 5 today. Now they do come pre-numbered, but they're hard to see. So I took a basic black blends marker and I wrote the numbers down. So you've got 5 different layers with the mask. I'll show you how to use all 5. Okay, these are the masks. And I also wanted to mention something on the back of the packaging. So you can use this like I'm going to use today with some blending brushes. You can also spritz. Let me take this out so it doesn't give a glare. You can spritz with spritzers, sponge, trace with markers, emboss using Versamark ink and embossing powder. And then you can also use them with embossing paste. So there's 5 different ways that you can use the mask. Let me bring the card in so I can show you, and I'll bring it close up because it's so neat to see the detail from the blending brushes. Let me just make sure, okay, you guys are all there. Here's my card. Now I'm going to bring it close so you can see the 3 colors I used on the flowers and then 2 on the leaves. Sorry about the shadow. That's from my camera. I'll try to move it over a bit. But you can see how each layer of masking, look at the 3 colors on each rose. It's just really pretty. I'm going to show you how to use it. So let me go ahead. Now on this card, I want to tell you, I'm using different colors on the card I'm going to do with you. On this card, I used Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop, and Shy Shamrock. You'll recognize that these are 3 new in colors. I love all the new in colors. I'm not using these with you today. I'm going to use another in color. Another new product is the 2024-26 in color resin dots. So all 5 in colors. And then we have the in color paper, the designer paper. So I'm just going to do, this is the Pretty in Pink. I'm going to flip it over. There's side number 2. So all of the colors have the same patterns. This is Peach Pie. So again, you have the 2 patterns. Flip it over. And then we have Shy Shamrock. Same patterns. Side 2. Petunia Pop. I've been using this color a lot, you guys. I like this color. So Petunia Pop. Side 2. And the last color is the Summer Splash. You can see that I've used this one quite a bit because I only have the 3 sheets left over. I'm going to have to order another pack. Okay, so that's the designer paper. So I used the Clover on this card. I'm going to use the Summer Splash on the one I'm going to do with you. You know what? I called it Clover. That's wrong. See, I'm not used to the new colors yet. It's Shy Shamrock. I said that wrong. I'm thinking of Clover. We used to have a Clover color. Okay, so let me tell you the measurements of what I'm using. This is thick, basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You guys remember the clover color? That's why I was thinking of that. That retired a few years ago. I'm still getting used to saying these colors without looking. Okay, so this is Summer Splash, 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to go ahead and glue this. That's just going to go right in the front. It's the same size as the card base. Now, when I do a designer paper or cardstock that is the same exact side, I always start at the fold. The reason is if you end up gluing this and it's short on one end, you can always cut the open end. So that's why I always start at the fold. Next is Pool Party, and this one measures 4 3/4 by 3.5. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place. It's going to go right in the center. So I know most of you guys were excited for the new catalog. What was first on your list if you've placed an order already? I've received quite a few orders from you guys. Thanks for those of you that ordered. Oh, and one more thing I'm going to be using is linen thread. It's going to go on my tag a little bit later. So now let me dig out my pad of paper. I'm going to show you how I did the stenciling. Okay, first thing. This is a very large stamp. I'm going to stamp on 5.5 by 4.25 basic white. It's easier to ink a large stamp if you have it facing up. So I'm just going to tap the color on. I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So again, I'm just tapping. And then I'm going to stick that. Now it doesn't matter where I'm going to stick this on here because I'm going to cut it out with the die. Now I need to stand up for a second just to give it a little push. Okay, and there's the image. Look how pretty that is. Now we're going to start sponging. So the colors I'm using for tonight's card, Summer Splash, a new color, Coastal Cabana, Soft Seafoam, and Daffodil Delight. I'm going to start with, again, these are in order, stencil number 1. Now, one tip that I have, when you figure out what direction this goes into, so I'm looking at my flowers right now, I'm lining up my flowers. Notice where this little tab right here, it's sitting right in the middle of my card layer on the left side. So again, let me line that up. I'm going to dig out my Coastal Cabana. Now what I want to do is tone on tone for the first 2 layers. You'll see here I used Pretty in Pink twice. When I used it the second time, it came out darker. So I'm going to do that again with the Coastal Cabana. I'm just going to lightly blend. Now I always do this with my blending brush just in case there's a splotch there. Hold on, I moved my mask. So whenever I ink it, I tap here, tap on my paper, and then start blending. Now it doesn't look like there's much on there, but you'll be surprised when I lift this up how much actually got on here. You could do the flowers in 2 different colors. Okay, so there's number 1. Look how easy that was to fill in my flowers. Okay, so that's number 1. I'm done with that. What I normally do is use baby wipes to wipe it off. Now we're going to go to number 2. Remember what I told you, the notch needs to go on the left side and about halfway. Now this one is pretty easy to line up. I'm using these 2 little, right here, the 2 little dots and the 2 little dots. Okay, and I think that's pretty good. I'm going to use the same color. And remember, it's going to show up darker this time. So again, you're just blending over the mask. And you'll see when I remove this, it's kind of like a wow because the color just pops. You don't know what's going to show up until you actually take the stencil or the mask off. I'm just making sure I get all of the little ones as well. Now I'm going to remove that and I'm going to bring it up. Look at the two. It's the same color, but look how much darker the second one came out. Okay, so that was Coastal Cabana. Now we're going to move to number 3, and we're going to use Summer Splash, which is a little darker. And again, my little notch is on the left side. And this time, this one is very easy because it's got the center of the little flowers. So you can line up using those little dots. Okay, now we're going to use Summer Splash. And it should be a little bit darker than the second layer. And I'm going to do the center of the flowers a different color. So I'm just doing the roses right now. So the 3 roses. I'm going to switch blending brush. Move this over and bring in Daffodil Delight. I'm going to use that for the middle of my flowers. Okay, now let me bring this up. You can see the 3-tone, the 3 inks on my rose. Isn't that neat? Okay, so that's the flower. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves. I'm going to use soft sea foam. Let me wipe my brush down. Okay, so that was number 3. You can see what a mess it makes, but you can run this under the faucet or use baby wipes. Okay, now we're doing 4. 4 is your leaves. Those are pretty easy to line up, but again, my notch is on the left side. I'm going to line this up with the leaves. So it's just a really quick way to color. I'm going to go very light on this because I want to do the 2-tone again with the same ink color. So this is soft sea foam. This is a lighter color, so I'm not really tapping on my paper. Okay, so there's my leaves. Now we're going to do the last one, which is number 5. Line this up with the leaves. And we're going to go heavier on the ink this time. So that it will look like you used 2 inks, but you really only used 1. I'm going very heavy. Almost done. And look at your leaves. They've got 2 layers of ink, so it's 2-tone. Okay, so that's how easy it is to color using the masks. Now, I'm going to bring in my die, and we're going to line that up. Let's see. And then I'm going to use some Post-its to hold that in place, and I'm going to get my machine out. And now I'm going to cut with my machine. Okay, wait a minute, I need to move this over just a tad, right there. Okay, now I'm going to cut this out. Look how easy that was. And we're going to add dimensionals, if I can find them. Oh, I wanted to show you another one that I did. I made yellow roses, which are my favorite flower. So for this one, I used Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, and Crushed Curry. And then for my leaves, I used Granny Apple Green and Shaded Spruce. So if you like yellow roses, look how pretty that is. And I did do different colors for my smaller flowers. Okay, now let's go ahead and add dimensionals. So you guys, the color options are there's so many you could use on this flower. Let me bring this one back in. You could do the little flowers in different colors too, not just one shade. Okay, we're going to put this one right here. And then I'm going to do my little tag, which says God bless. And where's my linen thread? I just had it. Hold on. I lost my linen thread. Where did it go? You guys always know I lose everything. Oh, it's right here on my card. So I'm just going to tie this into a bow. And then I'm going to glue that in place with a dimensional. Now let me make my bow a little smaller. You know me, I don't like big bows. And we're going to snip and snip. And what I'm going to do is just add a mini dimensional right here in between. Peel that off. And I'm going to glue that right here like that. And then I'm going to add my bling. So I added 2 down here, one of each size, and then I added another bigger one right up here. So that is how you use, let me get the stamp set again in case you guys missed it. Layers of Beauty, again, has the dies and the mask. And let me put this one in here so you'll see the color on this one as well. So I hope you like my card, and I hope you will end up, let me put this up so the glare isn't too bad on it. I hope you are interested in purchasing this bundle. I just love it. It's so much fun to play with. It's just something different than what we're used to. So have a good night, everyone. So glad you were here with me, and I will see you next week. Have a good night. Bye-bye.